What if the most dangerous thing in your home wasn't the staircase or the medicine cabinet? What if it was a single, overlooked spot on your own body, no bigger than a dime? A groundbreaking 2024 study from the American Pediatric Medical Association followed thousands of adults over 60. They found something staggering. A simple, ignored foot wound is far more likely to lead to a serious, life-altering hospitalization than even a bad fall. Think about that. The tiny blister from a new pair of shoes, the little scrape from a rose bush in the garden. We're taught to just slap a bandage on it and forget it, but that can be a huge mistake. There is one single action, something most of us were taught to do as children to clean a cut, that actually makes things dramatically worse. It can double the healing time and invite serious infection. I'm going to reveal exactly what that is and what to do instead as we count down our list. This isn't about scaring you, it's about empowering you. Because there are two paths forward. One involves weeks stuck on the couch, missing out on family events, doctor's visits, and a constant nagging worry. The other path leads directly to confident walks in the park, dancing at your niece's wedding, and the freedom to live your life on your own terms. The difference between those two futures isn't luck, it's knowledge. So let's get smart. We're going to count down the 10 essential secrets to protecting your feet. We'll start at number 10 and work our way to the single most critical piece of advice. Trust me, every single step is worth it. Number 10, check your gear, the hidden traitors inside your shoes. We all have that one pair of shoes, perfectly broken in, comfortable as an old friend. But over time, that old friend can develop a hidden dark side. The materials inside break down, linings wear thin, padding compresses, and seams can unravel. What once smooth becomes a landscape of tiny, dangerous friction points. So I want you to become a detective. Take your most worn pair of shoes and don't just glance inside. Reach your hand in. Explore. Slide your fingers along the seam where the side meets the sole. Do you feel a hard ridge of old glue? Run your hand along the inside walls. Is there a frayed edge of fabric that feels sharp, almost like a wire? Press down on the insole. Has it become hard and compressed, offering zero cushion? Now slide your hand all the way to the end of the toe box. You'd be amazed how often a tiny, forgotten pebble or a sharp piece of grit can hide in there, causing micro damage with every step. This isn't just about comfort. Research from the Institute for Aging Research found that over 70% of chronic foot sores could be traced directly back to ill-fitting or internally worn-out footwear. Your shoes might feel fine for a short walk, but over thousands of steps, a tiny rough spot acts like sandpaper on your skin. This is especially true if the sensation in your feet isn't as sharp as it used to be. You may not even feel the damage happening until it's too late. The same goes for your socks. Feel the seam that runs across the toes. Is it a thick, hard rope of thread? That seam can grind against the tops of your toes all day. The simple fix is to look for seamless socks or just turn your current ones inside out. Problem solved. Why does this matter to you? Because taking 2 minutes to inspect your shoes means you can spend a whole afternoon strolling through a farmer's market or a museum, focusing on the sights and sounds, not on a nagging, burning spot that sends you desperately looking for a place to sit. Try. Take the removable insole out of your favorite shoes. Hold it up to the light. You'll see the imprint of your foot. Is there one spot, maybe under the ball of your foot or at the heel, that's worn completely through? That's a pressure point. That's your trouble spot. Number 9, master the gentle wash, the biggest mistake we all learned. All right, you found a small scrape. The first instinct for many of us, drilled into us since childhood, is to make it squeaky clean. We go to the medicine cabinet and grab the harshest stuff we can find. I'm asking you, right now, to put down that brown bottle of hydrogen peroxide. Step away from the rubbing alcohol. These are far, far too aggressive for delicate, healing skin. Think about it like this. When you pour peroxide on a cut, it puts on a great show. It fizzes and foams and looks incredibly dramatic. We were taught that fizzing meant it was working. But what it's actually doing is waging an indiscriminate war. It's killing everything it touches. Yes, it kills some of the bad bacteria, but it also murders the good guys, the brand new baby skin cells called fibroblasts that are your body's frontline construction crew, trying their best to build a bridge across the wound. It's like trying to get a single weed out of your prize-winning lawn with a flamethrower. You'll definitely get the weed, but you'll also scorch the earth and kill all the healthy grass for feet in every direction. You're setting the healing process back, sometimes by days. Wound care specialists at the Mayo Clinic have been shouting this from the rooftops for years. These harsh antiseptics can delay healing by up to 50% by destroying healthy growing tissue. All you need is simple, mild soap and clean, lukewarm water. When I say mild soap, I mean it. If it has a strong perfume, glitter, or a list of ingredients you can't pronounce, put it back. The simpler, the better. And the water should be lukewarm, not hot. Hot water can increase inflammation. Just let a gentle stream of water run over the area for a minute to rinse away any surface debris. Don't scrub at it. Then, with a very clean, soft cloth, gently pat the surrounding skin dry. Don't wipe. A gentle press, lift, and move to a new spot on the cloth. You're treating this area like the most delicate silk. This gentle approach protects what scientists call granulation tissue. That's the bumpy, bright pink new ground your body is laying down in the wound bed. It's fragile and precious, and your job is to be its guardian. Try. Go find that old bottle of peroxide in your cabinet. Turn it around and read the fine print on the label. You'll be surprised to see that for many brands, wound care is no longer even listed as a primary recommended use. The science has moved on. Number 8. Create the perfect healing bubble. Why airing it out is bad advice. The old wisdom, the advice our parents and grandparents gave us, was to let a wound breathe, to let it air out so a good hard scab could form. We now know with absolute certainty that this is the slow road to healing. A wound needs a protected, slightly moist environment to heal quickly and cleanly. Think of a garden patch where you've just planted seeds. If you let the earth get bone dry, cracked, and baked by the sun, nothing will grow. The seeds will die. On the other hand, if you flood the patch and turn it into a swamp, everything will rot. Healing skin works the same way. You're aiming for that perfect state in between, soil that is just slightly damp, protected from the elements. That's why the classic dry gauze pad taped over a wound is such a problem. First, it wicks away all the beneficial moisture, creating that dry, cracked desert we want to avoid. Then the real damage happens. The gauze sticks to the wound bed like it's glued on. When you pull it off, you're not just wincing from the sharp pain, you are physically ripping off all the delicate, brand new skin cells that your body worked so hard to create. It's a brutal cycle of 1 step forward, 2 steps back, every single time you change the dressing. Instead, walk down the pharmacy aisle and look for bandages that have the word non-stick or ouchless on the box. Even better, look for modern bandages like hydrocolloids or foam dressings. A hydrocolloid bandage is amazing. It interacts with the wound's natural moisture to form a soft gel, creating a little sealed, clean, perfect healing greenhouse right on your skin. These bandages can often be left on for several days, creating an undisturbed sanctuary for healing to happen. They keep the good stuff in and the bad stuff out. A landmark study in the New England Journal of Medicine proved that wounds kept in this kind of moist, covered environment heal, on average, twice as fast and with significantly less scarring than wounds left to dry out. Try. Next time you're in a pharmacy, just take 2 minutes to look at the bandage options. Pick up a box of hydrocolloid bandages. Feel the texture. They're flexible, almost like a second skin. It's a world away from those stiff plastic strips we grew up with. Number 7, the power of the golden hour. Take the weight off it. This is the step that everyone understands logically, but almost no one actually does. And it might be the most powerful healing accelerator of all. You can clean and cover a wound perfectly with the best supplies in the world. But if you keep walking on it, you are physically crushing the healing process with every single step. Imagine you're trying to patch a hole in a bicycle tire, but instead of taking the tire off, you're trying to apply the patch while your friend is still riding the bike down the street. It's impossible. The patch will get ground off before the glue can even begin to set. It's exactly the same with a wound on the bottom of your foot. Every step you take concentrates an immense amount of pressure on that one tiny spot. Think about it. Your entire body weight, maybe 150, 180 pounds or more, pressing down through the heel or ball of your foot onto an area the size of a dime. That is a massive, crushing force that squishes the new cells, collapses the fragile new blood vessels your body is trying to build, and prevents healing fluids from circulating. Healing requires peace and quiet. It needs a vacation from your body weight. This is what doctors call offloading, and you can do it yourself. If the wound is on the ball of your foot, make a conscious effort to walk more on your heel for a day or two. If it's on your heel, shift your weight forward. It feels a little funny, but it makes a world of difference. Even better, make it a non-negotiable part of your day to put your feet up. Not just on a stool, but propped up on a couple of pillows on the ottoman so they're slightly above the level of your heart. Do this for 15-20 minutes, 2 or 3 times a day. This simple act dramatically improves venous return. That's the fancy term for getting the old, used blood out of your legs and back to the heart, making room for the fresh, oxygen-rich repair crew to flow in. Why does this matter to you? It means that at the end of a day spent standing in the kitchen preparing a family meal, your feet feel pleasantly tired, not angry, swollen, and throbbing. Try. Designate a healing station. Find your most comfortable chair and put a small stack of firm pillows on a stool in front of it. Make it your official spot to elevate your feet. Give them the place of honor they deserve. Number 6, build from the inside out. The construction crew's diet. You are literally building new skin. This isn't magic. It's a construction project, and your body is the general contractor. If you give your construction crew flimsy materials like sugar, white bread, and processed junk, they're going to build a flimsy, weak patch that can break down easily. If you give them good, solid bricks and strong mortar, they'll build a strong, durable repair that lasts. It's that simple. You don't need a complicated, fancy diet. You just need to focus on the building blocks. The bricks for this job are protein. A little extra protein provides the raw material to create new collagen and skin cells. This doesn't mean you need to eat a giant steak every night. Just think about small additions. A hard-boiled egg with your breakfast. A scoop of cottage cheese or Greek yogurt as a snack. A handful of almonds, or adding some beans or lentils to your soup. If protein is the bricks, then vitamin C is the mortar that holds it all together. It's essential for creating strong collagen. And it's easy to find. A few slices of red bell pepper in a salad, a handful of strawberries, a classic orange, or some steamed broccoli will give your body what it needs. Zinc is another key player, like the foreman on the job site, helping to direct the repairs. You can find it in lean meats, nuts, and whole grains. And finally, the most important material of all, water. Water is the highway system that delivers all these supplies to the work site on your foot. If the highways are dry and cracked, the delivery trucks get stuck in traffic. Dehydration thickens your blood, making it sludgy and slow. Staying well hydrated keeps everything flowing smoothly, ensuring the bricks and mortar get to where they need to go, on time. The Cleveland Clinic stresses that even a minor deficiency in these key nutrients can stall the wound healing process indefinitely. You're giving your body the tools it needs to do its job properly. This gives you the solid foundation to stand for hours at your grandchild's baseball game, cheering them on from the bleachers without your body feeling depleted. Try. Get a clear water bottle and a marker. Draw lines on it with times of the day. A line for 10 a.m., 1 p.m., 4 p.m. It turns hydration into a simple visual game. Just keep the water level ahead of the clock. Number 5. The seated pump, waking up the plumbing. So, we need to get fresh, healing blood moving down to your feet, but we just established that we can't put a lot of weight on them. It sounds like a contradiction. But there's a wonderfully simple solution. Create your own tiny, gentle internal pump while you're sitting down. Now, a quick but important reminder. It's always smart to talk to a clinician if you have any heart, balance, or serious joint issues. And your body knows best. If anything you do causes a whisper of pain, stop immediately. These can be done right in your favorite chair, maybe while you have your feet elevated at your new healing station. First, ankle circles. Imagine there's a paintbrush attached to your big toe, and you're painting slow, deliberate, perfect circles on the air in front of you. Go 5 times clockwise, feeling that gentle rotation in the ankle joint. Then 5 times counterclockwise. Next, point and flex. Slowly point your toes away from you like you're pressing a gas pedal all the way to the floor. Hold for 3 seconds. Then slowly pull your toes back up toward your shin, feeling a nice, easy stretch in your calf muscle. Do this 5 or 10 times. Finally, try writing the alphabet. Using your big toe as your pen again, trace each letter of the alphabet in the air. A, B, C. This moves your ankle through its full range of motion. These tiny movements are more powerful than they seem. They activate what's called your calf muscle pump, which is often referred to as the body's second heart. Every time you squeeze those muscles, you compress the deep veins in your leg, shooting the old, stale blood back up toward your heart and creating a vacuum that pulls fresh, oxygen-rich blood down to your toes. This gives you the robust circulation to keep your feet from getting numb and tingly during a long car ride or a movie. Try. Right now, wherever you're sitting, just do 5 slow point and flex movements with one foot. Feel that little squeeze in your calf? That's you, actively improving your circulation. It's that easy. Number 4, become a detective, the subtle clues of trouble. Forget the dramatic, scary pictures you see in medical textbooks. Let's talk about the real-world, subtle clues that a small spot on your foot isn't healing the way it should. Learning to spot these is like becoming a detective for your own body. You can do this right in your own living room with good light. First, get a good look at the edges of the wound. Healthy healing edges are usually pink and look like they're slowly crawling toward each other to close the gap. Warning signs are edges that look pale, white, or have a bluish or dusky purple tint. That's a huge circulation red flag. It means not enough good, oxygenated blood is getting to the construction site. Also look to see if the edges look puckered, rolled under, or feel hard and calloused. That's a sign the healing process has stalled. Next, trust your nose. I'm serious. Your sense of smell is an incredibly powerful diagnostic tool. A clean healing wound should have no odor at all. If you notice any unusual smell, it doesn't have to be foul or strong. Pay attention. Sometimes it's a slightly sweet smell, almost like overripe fruit, or a strange metallic scent. If your nose tells you something is off, listen to it. It often detects the byproducts of bacterial growth long before your eyes can see clear signs of infection. Then use the back of your hand. The skin there is thinner and packed with more thermoreceptors than your palm or fingertips, making it your own personal, highly sensitive thermometer. Gently feel the skin an inch or 2 away from the wound. Then touch the exact same spot on your other healthy foot. Is there a noticeable temperature difference? Does the area around the cut feel unusually warm, like there's a tiny furnace burning under the skin? That's a classic sign of inflammation or infection. Or does it feel strangely cool or clammy to the touch? That can signal poor blood flow. This allows you to catch a problem when it's just a whisper, long before it ever has to shout for your attention with serious pain or swelling. Try. Use the back of your hand to touch your own forehead, then your cheek, then your neck. Notice the subtle temperature differences your skin can detect? Get used to this sensation. It's a skill you can develop. Number 3, the 30-second habit, your daily conversation. This is your personal early warning system. It is the single most powerful preventative tool you have, and it takes less time than it does to brew a cup of tea. You just have to build it into your routine until it's as automatic as locking the door at night. The perfect time is when you take your socks off at the end of the day. Don't just toss them in the hamper and walk away. This is the moment. Sit down in a chair in a well-lit room. Place one foot over the other knee and give it a quick but thorough look. Top, bottom, heel, and get a good look into the little valleys between each of your toes. That's a favorite hiding spot for trouble. If you can't bend over easily to see the bottoms of your feet, use a small, unbreakable mirror. A long-handled one is even better. Keep it right next to your favorite chair so it's always there. You're not hunting for problems. You're simply getting to know your normal. The normal color of your skin, the pattern of your veins, the little freckles, the shape of your nails. The goal is to become so familiar with your own feet that the second something is not normal, a new red spot, a tiny blister, a scaly patch, a small crack in the heel, it will jump out at you like a flashing neon sign. This daily practice builds what doctors call body awareness. It's a skill, and the more you practice, the more finely tuned your senses become. A great tip is to use your phone. If you see a spot you're not sure about, take a quick, clear picture of it. A few days later, you can take another one and compare them side by side. The camera has a perfect memory. This gives you the incredible peace of mind to go on that long-planned vacation, knowing you're on top of things and not secretly worrying about some hidden issue brewing in your shoes. Try. Pair the scan with a habit you already have locked in. The moment your socks come off, your eyes go to your feet. Socks off, feet up, quick scan. Make that sequence as automatic as turning off the light when you leave a room. Number 2, understand the terrain, the why behind it all. So why is a small cut on your hand a completely different story from the exact same cut on your foot? It all comes down to 2 things, plumbing and wiring. First, the plumbing. Think of your circulatory system, your blood flow, like the plumbing in a big old multi-story house. The pump in the basement, your heart, is still working hard, pumping away. But the pipes that lead to the farthest rooms, the little bathrooms at the very end of the hall on the top floor, can get a bit slow over time. That's your feet. The water pressure just isn't what it used to be. Less blood flow means the healing supplies, the oxygen, the nutrients, the white blood cells that fight infection arrive late to the construction site. And the delivery trucks are smaller, carrying less cargo. It's just a fact of physics and anatomy. Then there's the wiring. Over time, the nerves in our feet, especially the ones that detect sensation, can get quieter. This condition is known as peripheral neuropathy, but you can just think of it like old telephone wires. The connection from your toes to your brain can get a little crackly and faint. A sharp pebble in your shoe that would have made you yelp and stop in your tracks years ago might just feel like a dull, vague pressure now. A seam in your sock rubbing you raw might not register at all until real damage is done. A small cut doesn't send a loud 5-alarm signal to your brain anymore. It's more of a whisper from down a very long hall. According to Johns Hopkins Medicine, nearly 1/3 of adults over 65 experience some form of this diminished sensation in their feet, many without even realizing it. This is why you have to be your feet's advocate. You have to be their lookout, their inspector, because they can't always shout for help the way they used to. Try. Wiggle your toes inside your shoes right now. Really focus. Can you feel the fabric of your sock against each individual toe, or is it a more general, muffled sensation? It's a simple way to check in with that connection. Number 1, the critical red lines. When to call for backup. Okay, this is it, the most important part. We've talked about all the smart things you can do at home. Now we need to be crystal clear about when you stop doing and start calling a professional. These are the non-negotiable signs that at-home care is over and it's time to get help without delay. No waiting to see how it looks tomorrow. First, thin red streaks moving up from the wound away from your foot and toward your leg. Imagine thin lines being drawn on your skin with a red pen. This is a sign of a condition called lymphangitis. It means the infection has gotten into your lymphatic system and is spreading. This is the infection getting on the highway. It is no longer a local problem. That's a fire alarm. You call someone. Second, you develop a fever, chills, or just feel generally unwell and achy. This means the infection has likely entered your bloodstream. Your entire body is now involved in the fight. This requires immediate medical attention. Third, the wound itself gets deeper or wider, or the skin right at the edges starts to look dark, dusky, gray, or black. This is a 5-alarm fire. That's a sign of necrosis, which means the tissue is starving for oxygen and dying. This is a medical emergency. And finally, if you have diabetes, the rules are different and much, much stricter. For you, any new break in the skin on your foot, a blister, a cut, a crack, that isn't looking significantly better within 24 hours is your reason to call your doctor or clinic, period. Full stop. The combination of potential circulation and nerve issues means you simply cannot afford to wait and see. This isn't being overly cautious, it's being incredibly smart and protecting your future. And remember at the very beginning when I said the biggest mistake most of us make is something we were taught as children? It's number 9 on our list. It's reaching for that bottle of hydrogen peroxide. That one simple choice to use a gentle wash instead of a harsh chemical can be the difference between healing in a week and fighting a stubborn infection for months. Take out your phone right now while you're thinking about it. Find the number for your doctor's clinic. Make it a favorite in your contacts so it's always right at the top of your list. You want that number to be effortless to find when you're worried and need it most. So, when you boil it all down, it's this. Clean it gently, cover it smartly, take the weight off it, feed your body the right building blocks, keep the blood moving with gentle wiggles, and check your work every single day with that 30-second scan. And know, without a doubt, the red flags that tell you it's time to call for backup. This isn't a list of chores. It's a series of small, powerful acts of respect for your own body. Looking at your feet every day isn't a task. It's a gesture of gratitude. Think about it. Your feet have walked tens of thousands of miles for you. They've carried you through every chapter of your life, stood by you through thick and thin, and danced you through your happiest moments. They have earned a few moments of your undivided attention. Take care of them so they can keep carrying you to all the wonderful places you still want to go. Just for a moment, close your eyes. Picture a favorite walk you've ever taken. A sandy beach at sunset, a bustling city street during the holidays, a quiet path in a forest with dappled sunlight. Picture the ground beneath your feet, and just take a second to thank the feet that took you there.